Alright, Yogi Clan, welcome back to Yogi's Cycle Service. So as you can see, I'm not with a motorcycle today. I am with my son's car. I'm here with his Mini Cooper. We are putting some new front wheel bearings in it. And this was really meant to be a father-son project that we're going to do. He loves his Mini Cooper. I hate the Mini Cooper. And I'll tell you why here in a few minutes. But he's going back to school in a couple days, and he said, "Pops, I got a whining noise from my front right wheel. I think it's a wheel bearing. Let's go ahead and replace the wheel bearing." So since that one was the one, that side, I'm now doing the driver's side now. We did the passenger side yesterday, and let me tell you, I was going to record it with him, but boy, I'm glad I didn't, because it was a nightmare. That wheel bearing was frozen on that drive shaft, and I just couldn't get it off. And I'm hoping this side doesn't prove to be the same, because this is now night 2 on this car that we're going to be working. Hopefully this one comes apart a whole lot smoother and goes back together a whole lot smoother. No problems like what we had last night. But this is really meant to be a father-son project, and he should be back here shortly. He's getting his haircut, so he has a pass for the time being. But hopefully we can have some fun with Grayson tonight while we work on his car. We had a good time last night, but let me tell you, this car is a money pit. It's a fun little car. Drives like a little go-kart, especially when you put the top down. It's a lot of fun, but man, the maintenance on this thing. Him and his mom decided that this was the car. And yeah, oh great. And that was thunder. Don't know if the microphone picked that up or not, but now we just rolled all the tools out. I guess we better get working. And we'll catch up with you here in a minute. So I gotta admit, I am a little bit nervous about him taking this car off to college. Why, might you ask? Well, it seems like every time one of my kids takes a car to college, the only time they call dad is when there's an emergency. You know, they'll call mom all day long, all week long. "Hey mom, how are you doing? How's life? How are things going? Blah, 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 blah." But they don't call dad unless something breaks down, or unless they need something fixed, or unless they need to be rescued for something, or bailed out of something. And it's gotten to the point where when I see my kid calling, I really don't want to answer the phone anymore. Now I say that, and really, I'm joking. It's not like that all the time, but it sure is a whole heck of a lot. And I'm not sure if it's that way with you.
Over here, Pops.
Just having fun.
Just know you got a storm rolling in.
I know, I've heard it thundering.
How far into this? How long have you been going on this?
Like 20 minutes.
Okay. You're pretty far for only 20 minutes.
How's the video? Going good. Hopefully better than last night.
Hello, camera.
There's the man.
This is my car that we are currently struggling with.
The struggle bus. So you're gonna be back and help me with this then when you get done? Providing I'm not done by then?
You'll probably be done by then, by the speed you're going at.
Could be.
Hopefully.
Could be.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully for your sake.
Yeah.
Unless you can't hammer that thing out.
Because last night was rough.
If you can't hammer that thing out,
we're gonna do this a little bit differently, I think.
Yeah.
We're not gonna be, but I don't think this side's gonna require the beating that the other side.
I mean, the guy just lightly tapped and pulled.
Yeah, I don't think his bearing was seized on it from the heat. I mean, you could clearly tell that got very hot. You know what I mean? I don't think this got that hot. I mean, yeah, I just don't. So hopefully, Lord willing, once I get these 2 bolts off, we're gonna try to finesse it off of there. Before we do anything else, take the speed sensor off. We learned that mistake last night. It should be here tomorrow. Now for the two harder bolts, and this bearing assembly should slide off in theory. Alright, let's see if we can get this off. Much easier. Much easier. Much. Yes! That was much easier than last night. I will definitely be done before he gets back from getting his hair did, as we say here in the South. I guess that's what you would say is my modern day trigger, is when the phone rings, I know there's a problem. Sometimes it's even like that when Mama's calling me. If I kind of know what's going on, I'm like, uh-oh, there's a problem. Dad's gonna have to deal with it. Sometimes it would just be nice to get the "Hey Pops, how are you doing?" calls. That was incredibly easier than last night. So I don't know how many of y'all are fixing your kids' cars, but it always seems like a constant around here. I guess that's okay if that means that Dad's the knight in shining armor, right? Put that on freaking backwards, didn't I? Dang it. You're probably yelling at me in the video. Yogi, you're putting it on backwards. Don't you love those father-son projects where it usually seems like there's more work by father than by son? Well, this really isn't the case with this car, but it does remind me of a story of when my oldest son was in Cub Scouts and we had to do a Pinewood Derby car. At that age, his woodworking skills or whatever weren't quite, which I don't think it really is for any Pinewood Derby car. For most parents do the Pinewood Derby cars, I mean, don't they? Y'all probably did for your kids too. I remember cutting, shaping, drilling, sanding, puttying, getting that car ready, but he did paint it at the end. Didn't really place all that well. I've learned more about Pinewood Derby cars since then, but that's not the point of my comment. The point is, how many projects do you really get involved with your kids only to find out it's you doing most of the work? If I were to guess, I would say that probably happens fairly frequently. At least I know it does in this household. But that's okay. I don't mind helping my kids. I rather enjoy it though. I'm gonna put the tire on, drop it to the ground, figure out the torque of that, and we're done. I will say the Mini Cooper is not, he uses it now for his daily commute. He's gonna be driving it up to school. It's probably gonna be parked most of the time. It is definitely, with a BMW engine and a British chassis, it's definitely got its quirks, and it definitely has taken a lot more maintenance, and I'm really kind of nervous about him taking it to college. What do I do if he breaks down? You know, where my daughter was going to school and she had her car, she at least developed a friendship with the shop that she knew would take care of her because she couldn't bring the car home to Dad to fix. And I don't really feel like going up to campus and laying in the campus driveway to fix a car, you know? You get up there 2 hours, 2.5 hours away from home and realize, oh, I forgot this tool or that tool. That can be kind of a pain in the butt. So I'm gonna go eat some dinner and then come back and we'll wrap this up. I'll see you in a minute. Shaft, nut, torque. 134. Go. She done. So yeah, I would just say again, just be very careful of the Mini Coopers. Don't have, in my opinion, I would not have one as my daily drive. I see a lot of people out there using them as their daily drive. I also know a lot of people who pay a lot of money to maintain them for their daily drive. It just kind of is the nature of the beast. My daughter, she has a Volvo XC90. That car also has had, you know, she bought it used, 120,000 miles on it for $4,500. I bet you she's at least put $4,500 into it, fixing it out. I hate it for them both, but, you know, you kind of, as a teenager, I think you need to stick with Chevy car or Chevy trucks, Ford cars, or Hondas. Ford seems to make a good car. Chevy seems to make a good truck. So that's my own personal opinion. Take it for what you will. But thank you for joining us today as I wrench and just talk to you a little bit on Grayson's car. What did you say about extra dirty?
This chair looks extra dirty.
Keep talking. What?
Shut up.
What?
Go
What about
away.
extra dirty?
I said just like me.
Ooh, hey.
Go away.
What? Make sure I post that? Okay.
Video me.
So let's see this fancy fresh haircut.
Oh gosh, that's why you're videoing me?
No.
Fancy fresh.
Oh, so handsome.
I have a story to tell you and you. What's crazy?
Uh-oh.
I have a crazy story to tell y'all. Did we finish?
Look at your car. It's all done.
Well,
One side. It's missing a wheel.
It's half done. Almost done.
This side we're close.
This is not a story for the
Turn
camera.
off the freaking camera.
Not a story for the camera.
Oh, come on.
Anyways, okay. Do you remember the house that burnt down?
Yeah.